Good evening, Plum here playing World of Tanks, and it's time for another head-to-head video. This evening's two matches. They are tier 8 heavy tanks. First of all with the German premium Lowe. That turret always has reminded me of Darth Vader's helmet. And now it's always going to remind you of Darth Vader's helmet. You're welcome. That's my evil laugh. It's very subtle. Just a gentle chuckle in the chest. That's it. That's all you get from my evil laugh. So, who is playing? This is Shadowultd. I believe a fairly new subscriber, probably thanks to my other head-to-head video that the Jingles posted. So welcome to the channel. And the other guy also is a fairly new subscriber, no doubt also here because of Jingles. So as always, I am forever in his debt. I mean, that guy has got a lot of people in his pocket now who owe him big ones. What those big ones are, I don't know. Anyway, the team is spreading out nicely. We are on, I momentarily forgot what it's called, Sand River. And we are going down to the south. And we've already been spotted. Obviously, if you're new to these heads-to-heads, what's going on is we've got two tanks of a similar type and rank tier 8 heavies, and they've both got similar scores, so we're going to watch them both and decide which game we enjoyed watching more. Now this could come down to many different factors. It could come down to one player playing purely aggressively and getting loads of damage, and that's why you enjoy it, or it could be another player doing very little damage but playing incredibly smart and tactically. Enemy tank spotted. Take that first hit. Nice. 2 bounces. These Lowers, they really are good tanks at bouncing shots at range. They are tricky to pen. Is he going to take the shot? No, very wise. Hang on to that reload of that shell. Oh, he's got a whole lot of tanks here. This does not look good. Pair of ISs. TD, T34, that's not much of a threat. I imagine the ISs could hurt him if they could see his lower plate. They'll probably bounce a bit off his turret like most tanks will when you're top tier. No artillery to worry about, that's worth pointing out. We do have 6 cents. Plants that one right through the gun mantlet of the T43. We are, like them, pretty hull down, unlike that poor SU just there. Good hit. Making his shots count. Shadowultd. This is good play. Seems to be in quite a strong position here. Everything that's shot at us so far has bounced. He's done 4 ricochets. So if it's working, keep doing it. Oh, this could be good. Oh, that nearly was. Nearly was. I'm surprised he didn't take the shot. I know what it's like though when a tank's moving and your reticule's moving. You think, oh, I don't want to miss. Then again, premium tank, shells don't cost too much money. Oh, we can plant this one. Get that kill shot. Ah, that bounce. They are slopey. In front of those SUs, I figured it just bounced. That T43, I think he's just having aiming practice. I can hit that Lowe. Doesn't matter if I can pen him or not, I'm just practicing hitting him. What's going on in the north of the map? We've got a real hoedown going on in the centre of the north up there. Loads of our heavy tanks against lots of their heavy tanks. Ooh, that's a good shot. Oh, it's another one that's just if you could have just taken that shot a fraction earlier, could have been glorious. This position was working. We've taken no damage. We've taken 8 bounces and ricochets. Okay, we are moving up with the team. T43, the Achilles, the enemy IS, they're all tippy-toeing. No one wants to poke that ridge first. Both teams have lost 3 tanks. At the moment, when you look at the minimap, it almost looks like a bit of a stalemate. No one's been able to push through that line and start making tanks turn their turrets to... Ooh, we've got a line of sight on the MT25. Divide their fire. Everyone's just focused on what's in front of them. Something's got to give here. That was a good shot. He nearly, snapped at the turret, but he took his time, took a breath, and aimed for the hull of the... Ooh, we could take out the Achilles. I personally would have probably taken out the Achilles then and got the gun out of the game. It's demoralising more than anything for the enemy team, I think. See their tank numbers dropping. The MT-25 is trying to do a rush behind our lines over at what's he in, Foxtrot 0 there on the mini-map. My Jagdpanther's spotted him, he's moving up. This Cromwell's taking 13 bounces now. Well, we're taking a couple of hits now. Tanks are starting to penance because they're able to shoot our sides. Nice 350. Punchy gun on this Lerva. Can we take out the Achilles? I am pleased. You have pleased plum. Taking out the Achilles I wanted taken out. Come on, that commander's hatch is begging for it. It's sitting there saying, shoot me. Oh, that's great. We've worked that position over really well. The gun depression on the Lerva is sufficient to pull off those shots. Now we are winning this. Did some nice play there, Shadow Unlimited. Not overextending, sticking with his teammates, putting his gun to work. You are a top tier heavy tank, you really should be able to put the hurt down on everything on the battlefield. They have taken that team apart in the south. Same cannot be said for the guys in the north-east defending. They've the opposite has happened, as is often the way in World of Tanks. The opposite flank has gone to the enemy team. So it's 9-8 on the scores at the moment. Hit points nearly even on both enemy teams. We've got 6,200 hit points. Enemy team have got 6,500 hit points. So it is nicely poised for a good ending. I wasn't so sure about buying a Lerva. When I see them on the battlefield, I always think they're a bit slow and a bit cumbersome, but now I have one and I've played a good handful of matches in it. I love it. It is a great tank. Mostly down to the gun. I love the accuracy of this gun and the bouncy nature of its turret. When you're top tier in this thing, you can do stuff. You can be the lead tank on the front line and not get hurt too much. Get that commander's hatch. Really tough target, the T34. He's hull down. You're probably better off trying to just get that bit of chassis that you can see. Ooh, there's a sitter. Oh, the KV2. The KV2 is a trollish machine, isn't it? It just sometimes bounces, sometimes it eats show. You just never know what you're going to get. You just roll the dice with KV2s. Ooh, that's a good shot. T34 takes it in the side of the turret. Another one of those, please. That reticule settle. Working over the T34 retreat. Now there's a pair of Tiger 1s to the north there. IS is coming around to the sort of eastern flank of our base. Go for the sides again. Oh, we have worked the ridge lines really well in this match. Shadow Unlimited is giving a pretty good lesson in how to drive this tank. And keep your hit points. Only let them shoot your turret. And we've probably just moved out of render range of the Tiger 1s like we have to them. So we should be quite safe moving up on their base here. Are we going to go for the cap? And try and bring them to our start capping first. We do have one more tank than them, but they seem to be all over our base. Are we going to lose our base? Our Tiger 1 wants Shadow Unlimited to follow him. I know the way things stand. Oh, this is tricky to call, isn't it? Well, it looks like we're going to do this. We're going to sit in the cap and make them either put a couple of machines in the cap. He's going to have to rely on his teammates now to go and do this for him. They're probably going to start capping, yeah. Except they've got 2 in the cap. Don't think it's quick enough though, according to the clocks at the top of the screen. Can they take out the Tiger 1? So this match is ending, it looks like, with Shadow Unlimited relying on his teammates to go and reset that cap. If things... oh no, they've got 3 in the cap now. 2 in the cap. Why didn't they keep 3 in the cap? They could have probably pulled out an easy win here. They are going to win by capping. He's got to hope. and pray that Tiger 1 or the AMX can get shots on the... they're in a good spot to do it now. They should be getting into a position where they can see our base. They've got 10 seconds to do some damage. They spotted something. They've done it. They've done it. It looks like we're going to win this on a cap. Well, that was a good brawl to get to this point in the game. He really manoeuvred his tank well with the undulating sand dunes that are on Sand River, and looks like we're going to win this on capping. I'll just say it one more time. It looks like we're going to win this on capping, and it's come true. 2 tanks versus 2 tanks. Hard to say whether that was the right decision or not. You could have gone back and probably had a bit of a ding-dong fight. You'd be there by now, and you could be fighting, but is that the right thing to do sometimes? Sometimes you want to win. When you've had a good game up to that point, you probably do want to, make sure that you win it. So I might have done the same thing in his case. Okay, let's keep that match in mind, and we're going to roll in to the next match. So as promised, we're into the next match, and it's T34, Tier 8 Premium American tank, and this is being driven by drivebytank on the Skit clan. He also does live streaming on Twitch, and there's a link to that in the description below if you want to check him out. We have been trapped in the most horrible position at the start of this game on encounter in Moravanka. I love doing that to tanks going up this hillside, and then the enemy team can hopefully lay it down thick. But anyway, we're another Tier 8 heavy in a Tier 8 game, so these should be fairly comparable. I do believe these scores are slightly higher than Shadowultd scores. And he is in a platoon, but I'm just going to try and ignore that fact, because pairing up matches is a little tricky. When I find 2 that are vaguely similar, I tend to go with it. So we're going to see what drivebytank can do by heading up here to the north. And we're of anchor. He's going to meet his opponent in the T34. Now these tanks are synonymous with their frontal turret armour. If you can get this thing hull down and just show the front of your turret and there's no artillery, like there is in this case, you can be incredibly hard to get out of the way. You just sit there resolutely not moving, because no one can penetrate you. So we're going to push around the back of the windmill, it seems. Get shots on there. T34 going for the chassis, not going for the turret. Very wise, for all the reasons I just said. Now there is a glut of machines up here, so I'm assuming we're going to sit up here for a while and rack up the damage. We get a bounce, get a nice hit into that Centurion 1 medium tank. These heavy tanks will pen mediums, that's the general rule of thumb. TDs pen everything, heavies pen mediums, mediums pen lights, or everything pens a light, but you know, I think you know what I'm saying. Well, we have lost quite a few tanks already, so this is going to be a fight back if they're going to win this. We are getting the rate of fire down. We are firing every time the guns are loaded. We pull out and shoot something and get damage. We are taking some hits in the side. We could probably do with either side scraping here a bit to negate some of this damage. Getting the crit on the front of that Super Pershing, I believe. Already at 1600 damage done. Can't say I noticed the total damage on Shadowultd's match at that point, but we'll check it out in the post-game stats. And taking a couple of nice bounces and making that T34. Totally punished him. He just did not survive very well, did he? Tiger P, let's try and... Yep, perfect, perfect. Tier 7 heavy manages to shrug off the shots where the Tier 8 couldn't. Well, that was even in the side of a Tiger B. I'm surprised it didn't actually pen there. It's a tasty shot. Wasn't fully aimed, but it was definitely worth taking the shot. We're now at 2,370 damage. We are dragging the scores back now. This is starting to look a little better, and we're starting to get some kills. That's 2 kills to drive-by tank. Zigzag all you want, Centurion 1. Someone's probably still going to shoot you. Just maybe not a weak spot. It's always worth manoeuvring like that, of course it is. Better to be moving than not. Increases the chances of a shell just harmlessly bouncing off a piece of heavy armour rather than hitting a weak spot. That's got to hit, isn't it? Come on, gun, reload. That was good. I thought that might have missed then because we seem to be, what's the word, dilly-dallying. Only an Englishman could say that. He was dilly-dallying then about shooting, but it was good. Pulled off the shot. That Super Persian's in trouble now. That's the worst feeling, isn't it, when you get flanked by a couple of machines and suddenly you just need 2 big guns pointing in 2 different directions at once, and it just, yeah. I feel that guy's pain. Cool, managed to finish off the Super Persian. There, Tiger P, becoming a bit of a nemesis for drive-by tank. Can't pen him, and he can seem to hit us and do damage. There's the Tiger P. I think he's... Is he behind it? Yeah, he's definitely behind. Is he going to back up enough? We've kind of got them pinched into a corner now. Can you imagine the commander in that American tank saying, "Go over there, get down that hill." "Sir, that's not a hill, that's a cliff." What do I look like to you, a jamoke? I don't know what a jamoke is, but it seems appropriate. Pushing up on the church position now. Got a Tiger P over there, Panzer IV-S, another Tiger P, and the SU tank destroyer. Can we work around? Yeah, we should. I think push. I mean, you've got 538 hit points. You can take 1 hit. You've got tanks backing you up. I imagine we're going to take a hit now in the side from somewhere. We have overextended a bit. There's that hit we could take. We might still take 1 more hit. We might die. The SU doesn't appear to be interested in shooting us, so maybe we can miss. Oh, we got a crit. How did that bounce on the side of an SU? Tiger P's taken out. We've still got tanks to our left flank, which are going to be troublesome. Ooh, we're on a whisker of health now. Surely that Tiger P's going to be able to get shots on us. Or is that SU going to kill us? Yep. There's a burning wreck of a T34, but we have managed to rack up just over 4,000 damage done. So I'm just going to leave the camera controls over to these guys and see what they watch. This is his teammate Stuka Bazooka in his T34. Wonder why we always, when we do platoons, tend to platoon up with the same tanks, as if it gives us some advantage. I think sometimes it does, but sometimes surely there'd be better situations where it'd be better to platoon up in different machines and have a game plan to exploit their strengths together rather than both being in it. I do it all the time. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, because whenever I platoon, we do seem to pick, if we can, the same machines. I guess there is some sense to having overwhelming firepower together, perhaps, that's the same. I don't know. Do you know what I'm talking about? I don't know what I'm talking about. So we've got the SU-100 digging in at the back. He's trying to dig himself a hole somewhere and just disappear into it. I think Stuka's trying to predict he's going to be trying to retreat over the back of the map here somewhere. Where is he? I'm going to speed up the replay times 2. As soon as he's spotted, I'll ping it down to times 1. Come on. Time's wasting. These good people do not need to sit here waiting. Find him, damn it. Aha, there he is. Who's going to get a shot? Oh, this Lurven misses. He could kill... Good stuff. His teammate gets him. So that's the end of that match. Right, let's move over to the scores and let's pick a winner. So here we are with the results screens. On the left here is Shadow Unlimited from the first match. On the right is drivebytank in the second game in his T34. Let's take a quick look at Shadow Unlimited's results. They both managed to pick up their ace tankers for that result. Several pins each. And Shadow Unlimited managed to pick up Steel Wall and Invader. drivebytank picked up High Caliber. So let's check out the more individualistic scores. Bit of a breakdown, and yeah, by XP it was a bit of a carry really by Shadow Unlimited in his match. 1307, next best player. These two guys did pretty well, did Tiger 1s, and in this match it really was drivebytank and his teammate Stuka Bazooka, great name, at the top there with their scores too, so both deserving their places at the very top. Obviously, now Shadow Unlimited, I did enjoy the middle of his match in particular. They were actually both very similar, weren't they? They both started out in defensive positions, holding positions, taking their shots when they could. drivebytank probably didn't have it as easy perhaps as Shadow Unlimited. Shadow Unlimited was quite hull down at the start of his matches and was able to exploit his bouncy turret, whereas the enemy team just didn't seem to focus on his lower hull or anything. They just kept bouncing off his turret, which was fortunate I think because he wasn't exactly hull down. And then they both pushed forward. They both moved through their parts of the map quite effectively with their teams. And in the end, both endings you could say were flat, I suppose, because Shadow Unlimited decided to go for the cap, and drivebytank was killed pushing up, probably slightly overextending around that side of the church. I guess that was a mistake, perhaps coming around the other side with his teammates on hand, but someone had to do it probably. So and the scores speak for themselves. Look at his score, he had a really good game. So which one did I prefer watching? Now, these two are exceedingly close. They are very, very, the way they both played out, busy kind of beginnings and middles and very quiet endings, and they're both doing very, very similar things. Shadow Unlimited, I think, in my eyes, seem to have the better game, I think. So I'm going to go with Shadow Unlimited. He seemed to just maneuver his tank around the sand dunes really, really well and use his gun depression well and keep people firing at his turret. And that's probably just due to the map. I mean, there wasn't really anywhere that drivebytank could have done that on Moravanka, so but he did it. So Shadow Unlimited did that, and that was just a really good show in the Lerva, what it can do. Premium tanks are not supposed to be as good as the regular counterpart, so it's not supposed to be as good as a Tiger 2 for instance, but I find I bounce a lot more shots in the Lerva and hit just as many tanks in the Lerva as I do a Tiger 2. I don't know about the comparison for the American line because I've not played the American heavies. So yeah, I'm going to go Shadow Unlimited on that one. Better luck next time, drivebytank. A good match all the same. I know you did slightly more damage and even got an extra kill, but it was just something about the way Shadow Unlimited drove his tank in that occasion. He just seemed really very careful about some of the shots he was taking, and I appreciate that. And don't let that take anything away from your performance, mate. It was still a very, very good match, and it's just a good way to get 2 games on the channel at once. Right, we're going to do another tank window. So this is going to be Tanker Hopkins coming up. So this is Tanker Hopkins' desktop situation. Obviously he doesn't have a desktop, he has a laptop, and you've seen him on the channel a couple of times, and a lot of the replays he sends me are in his favourite tank in the game, the M18 Hellcat. There it is on his laptop screen, and there's also one currently being built, a model kit. That's creepily like what I've got in front of my monitor. I've got my model of my Centurion 7/1. We're also alike, us World of Tanks players. It's creepy sometimes. And he's got an interesting stack of books to one side there. Short History of World War II. Sniper, can't quite make it out. The Eastern Sniper of the Eastern Front. A book on the Pacific War. I guess you like your your history of the World Wars, and a shotgun cleaning kit. It may have come no surprise to anyone with a shotgun cleaning kit that an American Gun Association, no doubt, that this guy is in America and he's in South Carolina. Let's take a look at the other pictures he sent me. One of those little steel models. I've got one of these of the Millennium Falcon to build. My brother got it for me this Christmas, and I'm yet to shred my fingers on it because they look really sharp. Look at the size of the keys in the background. That is a really tiny little tank, and it's pretty accurate, isn't it? That must only be about 2 inches long, I'm thinking. Really cool. And then we've got the view out of his window, which is the first shot he sent in. And I've been to the Carolinas, and yep, that looks like, just by the grass it seems, I don't know, there's something about all these pictures I'm getting out of the windows, they look atypical for the kind of countries they're in. I suppose that could be Australia. I don't know why I say that, I've been there as well, and it seems to be, yeah. But yeah, looks dang hot. I imagine it is hot. I've been to North Carolina, and I imagine South Carolina is even hotter because it's further south. And there's your cat, called London. So that brings to the end another episode of a head-to-head and the newly christened Tank Window series. It's going to keep going and going, hopefully, if I get more and more pictures sent to me, which I would like, and replays please. Hope you enjoyed this couple of matches, some good tier 8 tanking, and there'll be another one coming probably later in the week, probably Thursday or Friday. And tomorrow's video is probably going to be some more of me derping around in the tank. I said derping, maybe I should play the game do. Anyway, keep your heads down, drink plenty of water, and I will play again soon. Take care. Bye bye.